So this is the second part of the Module 2, which is specifically about supervision leadership roles. And the first thing we're going to start with is a couple different definitions that I was able to find. And when you're reading through these definitions and you see there's some similarities, it's about educating and facilitating growth. It's about getting someone from a novice level to an experienced expert level as they go through clinical supervision. And the way that we do that as a clinical supervisor or administrator leadership roles is we can sometimes be a teacher, sometimes be a coach, a mentor, or a consultant. Those are the different ways in which we are providing supervision. As a teacher, we teach. We identify strengths, we build, we help someone grow in knowledge or self awareness. When we consult, we give them ideas, ways to assess, techniques, um, and also gatekeeping. Coaching, you're supportive, you're in their corner all the way. And as a mentor, you can guide them along and show them ethical ways in which to respond and sharing your own experience to help them know that no one's perfect. One of the things that I always like this chart because it really shows like a difference. It's got purpose, outcome, time frame, agenda, and basic process. I'm not going to read through all of these, but if you look at it, the purpose of clinical supervision is to improve client care and job performance because you're improving the job performance of the supervisee. But as an administrative supervisor, you're worried and you're focused more on the compliance of the agency, the policies and procedures. You're trying to keep lawsuits at bay. And for the counselor, you're focused on your own personal growth, behavioral changes, and better self understanding. So when you think about all the different roles, you need to really process the fact that these are different hats. As a counselor, the clinician yourself, you are a person that focuses on your skill set and your client. As a clinical supervisor, you're focused on the supervising skill set, your skill set, and the welfare of the client. And as an administrator, you're focused on making sure that you don't have to worry about ethical boundaries, violations, breaking policy and procedure, all while staying in compliance and making sure that you can pay the bills and the employees that are there. So it's really a different mindset in each one of these roles. So just know the role that you're applying for in the future of what that entails and make sure that you're prepared to wear that hat. Principles for supervision requires balance. You have to accept that there's going to be cultural influences from all the way around you. You have to know your evidence-based programs. You are a gatekeeper always, and you will be providing direct supervision. And this is just a little kind of graph that talks about the different pieces of the ethics and what's essential, retention, um, and teamwork. Individual, group, and distance supervision. So these are different ways in which supervision can be done. Um, Individual supervision face to face is probably the most common. Um, it allows a very good relationship. It allows for higher control from the supervisor, and it also provides more honesty um, from your supervisee because it's just the two of you. Um, the weakness is that it's very time consuming. Um, it's the same situation every time. It can get boring, especially if the caseloads are very similar. The supervisee doesn't really get a lot of variety in the discussions. Um, so there's only one perspective also in the sessions. And then the thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that a supervisee would be most likely keep hidden from a supervisor are the most important to discuss with that supervisor. That is the hard part of being a supervisee, is allowing yourself to be vulnerable to that person, hoping that they will have your back. It's really critical that your supervisees can trust you because they need to talk to you about the things that are the hardest things to talk about. Group supervision, the strengths, you can see multiple supervisees at the same time, so you can do more bang for the buck type of thing. It allows cases to be very varied, it allows different points of view, different perspectives, different life experiences are brought to the table. However, some supervisees may not appreciate it, especially if they're doing a lot of different services, um, or if you have to control the situation because you have one person that wants to do all the talking and not a shared group experience. Distance learning has the convenience of allowing supervisees to have uh, more of a choice in who they provide, who is providing them supervision. It allows for small or bigger groups. It improves diversity of your groups because you can have people in all different areas. Um, and it's easy to record that the sessions happened for documentation for your state boards. However, technology is wonderful when it works. Um, and some people have more challenges and confusion about how to use technology. Um, you have to work a little harder to do live session observations. Um, and some people are still very concerned about the ethics of things being virtual or not having a good, secure system. Assess knowledge and skill learning needs, assess strengths, assess challenges. These are just some of the supervision roles. Lots of assessing, lots of evaluating. You have to constantly go in and see where you are to keep pushing forward. Um, Documentation of your sessions with your supervisees is required. If you get audited by the state and there's no note showing that you have done that, your supervisee could lose all their time. That is required in SMART, CYA. Um, you also continue to assess for competency when it comes to skill level, development level, cultural competencies, ability to communicate, complete agency expectations. Um, you're also assessing for effective communication between the both of you, making sure that your feedback is timely and meaningful. Um, Other functions of supervision: administrative supervision, educative supervision, and supportive supervision. Um, those are pretty much what they mean. Administrative is more about serving as an administrative buffer. So you're kind of that middle administrator to where you have people above you channeling down information. You have your supervisees channeling up information, and you're kind of alone in that island, uh, deciding what's going up and down. Education supervision is about training and teaching, improving client success in groups, teaching people how to do things. Supportive supervision is more about what jobs are stressful to that person, um, providing them with emotional support, helping them problem solve. And like I said, this was a quick one and purposeful. So you need to pick two in the previous discussion. You have handouts to do so, and two in this one, two theories and two roles to discuss for your discussion board. Thank you all.